Warning. The language used on The Real Rush may be offensive to some viewers. Don't say I didn't fucking warn you. I've always wanted to try this from one of my favorite movies of all time, so just indulge me for a second. You'll be sorry, Pee-wee Herman.
Did you know in the 1800s ketchup was medicine?
Did you know that you look like the nigga who shot Ricky in Boys in the Hood? Fucking Francis, man. That fucking guy. Yo. If you still believe that the Alamo has a basement up in that motherfucker, bang your head to the opening restaurant!
Shut up and sit down.
What's happening, y'all? Don't adjust your screens, your big screens, that is, as that is what Real Rush is intended for. As your man had an epiphany about over his brake skis over the last couple days, over the last week or so. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Real Rush. Once again, don't adjust shit. Behold, gaze upon it for it is. Yes, it is your man, the motherfucking movie murder hawk, John Dub, back before your very visual cortexes and cerebral synapses in the flesh, back from a fucking fantastic break, y'all. A little bit unannounced, so anybody who was looking forward to episode 103, Rich is right here. Yes, 103, the place to be. Welcome to episode 103 of Real Rush, the place to be. 103 here, Real Rush, YouTube, YouTube, making all that shit rhyme, y'all. Got my energy back. I needed that break, y'all. I needed that break. So, once again, let me get down to the brass tacks of 103. To anybody who was looking forward to 103 last weekend, or last week, and didn't get the shit because your boy was on a little bit of a break skis, I do apologize. But we here, baby. We here. Nothing announced or nothing. Just said, you know what? Dub. And I said, what up, Dub? I said, Dub, we've been going hard for quite a minute here on the Real Rush, ain't we? I said, yes, we has, Dub. It was a nice conversation I had with myself. You gotta be there sometime. Anywho, I said, man, you know, we've been going about, how many weeks strong was it? 85 weeks strong. With no breaks. Through a fucking pandemic, nonetheless. You would think that somebody should be afforded like at least 1 week break like per year, which is what we pretty much did. But it just so happened that the last time that we had a break was early last year, early in the first season of the Real Rush here on YouTube. We ain't quite got to season 3 yet. That's actually coming up next weekend. We coming up here on 2 years, and we're gonna stretch that celebration across 2 episodes. I forgot exactly what the fuck I was getting down to on my break, and I'm gonna get down to what I forgot to, what I was getting to, what I was about to get to over my fucking sweet ass break. But nevertheless, ladies and gents, need to refresh my shit here. You know, come back here a little bit fresh, a little bit more pumped up, because last Friday's Bandit show was off the fucking chain. It was the first bandit show that we had with any type of audience since the whole pandemic thing started. We only had about 10 people in the audience, but still, to those 10 people who came out, thank you very much. There is a difference between doing performances and then doing performances and having an audience in front of you for egg you on and shit, put the juices and shit. So thank you, and proud of my bandits for putting on another fantastic show. Speaking of shows, been working on a little bit of other side shit. Some shit called Rated S. What's Rated S, you ask? We gonna have details on that at the end of today's show. But it's some new shit. Your man found some great weed. And found the joys. Well, not necessarily found the joys. I guess you could say rediscovered the joys of mixing such great weed with the joys of binge watching over the various streaming services. And I'm not talking about movies here, y'all. Even though the movies that I did watch over this little break skis, I didn't take a break from watching movies. We got 7 movies here on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. I'm talking about goddamn TV shows. Catching up on some shit that your man been needing to catch up on. First and foremost, before the whole break skis happened, about 2 weeks ago, your man finished first ever run through of The Sopranos. One of the greatest shows of all time. I can say that without any equivocation.
You gonna shoot, brother?
And that's one of the reasons? That's one of the shows right there that I survived so many years without knowing how it ended. And it not only lived up to the hype, but it exceeded the hype that had come about it. So, fantastic shit. If you ain't watched Sopranos, get up on that shit. It's all on HBO Max, baby. What else we catch up on? Oh, Season 3, Stranger Things. Can't wait for Season 4, y'all. I got my little theories and shit going on there. We can converse about that if you like to. Also caught up full Season 1 of Vice Principals. HBO Max, y'all. I had only seen the first 2 episodes before, but got all 9 episodes in. I'll be watching Season 2 coming up here within the next few days. Got that shit going on. But biggest thing and the most greatest thing of all, during my break, or maybe not the great, well, there's a lot of great shit that happened. I mean, I just listed a bunch of great shit that happened. We had a great show. We got some great shit coming. Great weed. Great shows. And now we returned to the greatness that is the Angelika. Back in my life. And it feels so good. I took 2 totally different songs right there and melded them motherfuckers together. It's as if Back in My Life from the Kiss of Death soundtrack, who I don't even remember who fucking sang it, and It Feels So Good, reunited, Peaches and Herb. It's like them shits got together and they had a baby, and that's what I just sang for y'all right there. But we return to the Angelika, y'all. The Real Rush was truly back on. And I say this because it's... What the fuck was that? I don't know. We say this because it seems every time, especially like going to like farther theaters, like the Angelika, Cinema Arts. We still looking to get back to you, Cinema Arts. We'll get back to you here real soon. But usually going to the Angelika, since we usually got to deal with I-66 and shit, more likely you're going to have to deal with some bullshit on the way out here. No matter how early your man tries to leave to get to a movie on time, going to deal with some bullshit. Get to I-66, run into a construction jam. Luckily for your man, and your man has always stressed, the importance of having sense of direction here in the not just the Northern Virginia area, but in your local area in general. Get yourself lost in your area. Get yourself lost on purpose and find your way out. I've done that shit. I did that shit for like 20 years, and well, maybe not that long, but so maybe like 10 years, 10, 15 years, and now I'm master of Northern Virginia. Can't get lost in this shit. So, boom, found my way around a detour. It was a little bit of a roundabout way, but found my way back to I-66. Was on that motherfucker for barely a mile before it backed up again. Pulled some baby driver shit, got off, found my way to the Angelika. Still on time, baby. Not only on time, but Tito shuffled to Nas's Get Down as we pulled into the Mosaic District for the first time in just over 6 months, baby. So that was our entrance theme, going back to Mosaic City, baby. And I got my fucking parking space. There's a couple around there that I'm choosing, but there's one that is my choice parking space, and I got that shit. Boom. Unfortunately, I do not have any return footage, as you would expect from your man, right? For going back to the Angelika. Yeah, don't have any, because since, you know, I said we still made it on time. I didn't say that we had plenty of time. So unfortunately, didn't have any of that. But I did, of course. It took plenty of time to just drink in the Angelika, just to be back there, man. And even saw a few familiar faces up there. Welcome them back as they welcome me back. I was surprised that some of you even recognized me with, you know, the extra do and shit going on. But hey, you know, unmistakable when the man with the camera and the leather jacket and the cargo shorts and the tights and shit rolls up into the theater. Unmistakable. You know who that is, baby. Especially my peeps up at the Angelika. Speaking of my peeps up at the Angelika, thank you for featuring your man in your Instagram story yesterday. That was awesome. I wasn't expecting that shit. So booyah! First date back, and it's like we never left each other, y'all. So glad to have y'all back. Just as y'all say, welcome back, I say, welcome back, Angelika. And thank you for welcoming us back. Glad to have y'all back. So, with all that being said, now that your boy's a little bit refreshed and ready to go up in this motherfucker, ready to run till that, as I said, we got 7 movies. And speaking of welcome backs, welcome back. I think I said that already, but we say it again. Welcome back to The Real Rush, right here on YouTube. We got 7 movies on this episode's Real Rush ticket that your man wants to get into. I ran out of space on the insanely expensive Rush storyboard notepad. What the hell was I saying? We have 7 movies on this episode's Real Rush ticket here that we gonna get down to, and we got a wide array to spread here, and it was a hard choice on what I wanted to kick things off here with for y'all. But we gonna kick things off here with the new thriller starring our girl, Miss Janelle Monáe. What's up? Holla at a player! This joint is called Antebellum, which was supposed to drop in theaters. Got nixed from theaters due to the obvious. And the release date got shuffled around. I'm surprised that I didn't know that we were gonna get this early. I thought that it was gonna get pushed till sometime next year. So that's why I wasn't mentioned at the end of episode 102. At that point, I didn't know that it was coming out soon. I had just forgotten. But like just before that episode, I still was under the perception that this shit wasn't gonna drop till next year. But we got it. So a lot of people are wondering about this joint, since it's going for that $20 video on demand price. Is it worth it? Let's get down to the brass tacks on that. So we got girl Janelle Monáe up in this joint as a successful sociologist and author, writer. Veronica Henley. She finds herself more or less trying to escape. Well, actually, no. Fuck it. She's trying to escape from a brutal Confederate slave plantation after somehow she has been catapulted from the present time all the way back to the Civil War era. Right? That's definitely a pretty interesting concept and premise. And it is. It is. I will admit, the film, it did seem a tad predictable at times, but then again, it could just be me having, watched a lot of films. As such, you figure out certain formulas. Does it follow the complete similar formula to similar movies? Not necessarily. That being said, something that's not written here, and one thing that I think is throwing a lot of people off, is how to avoid the whole trickery. I don't want to say trickery, but marketing that they put on certain movies. All people are seeing when they see the trailers and the commercial for this is Get Out and Us, from the producers of Get Out and Us. So that automatically leads the average viewer to think, holy shit, Jordan Peele must have something to do with this. Or Jordan Peele maybe even directed this. Or that this is going to be just like or in the similar vein as such Jordan Peele films as Get Out and Us. Is it in a similar vein as such? I would say it's within like the same family tree. How close on that tree, that is debatable. But don't go into this expecting a Get Out or an Us. That's where you're getting your disappointment there. I didn't walk into that with this mindset because I knew it wasn't by the same people, by the exact same people as Get Out and Us. So got a different mindset on that here for you. So, despite being a tad predictable at times, Janelle Monáe definitely proven that she can hold down a lead role. So I say, give our lady some more shit. Get ready to see her in some more shit. We're going to see her in some more shit. It's going to happen. Now, though the climax of this movie is very well done, the narrative leading up to it, which pretty much is the entire movie leading up to the final act, you get where it's going, and it's not necessarily slow. There's something off kilter about it that I just can't put my finger on. I guess you could say, for lack of better terms, the narrative could have been a little bit smoother leading up to it. It did seem a little bit erratic. That might throw people for a loop, and that could play hell with a viewer's attention span as well. And I did find Janelle Monáe's husband character, he was a little, he was magoo as fuck. He was a little dirty dirt, look at me, I'm the hubby guy, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I got that kind of vibe from like, what the, could have tweaking that character to be a little bit of a stronger, just a stronger person, I suppose. I don't know, but that's just, I don't know. That I just found that quirk just a little odd. But overall, aside from that, I say peep it. Though, the $20 rental fee does seem a tad high. Personally, I feel that it's worth it for the film's message. I wouldn't say for the film's message alone, but it is something that is relatable, and I'm going to stop it right there. And I will also add that this film is not for the faint of heart. Antebellum, now playing wherever the hell you're sitting, because it's video on demand, y'all. Check it out.
I was in the movies a long goddamn time today into the night, but I don't think I was in it that goddamn long. I mean, did time reverse on me? Did time get inverted on me while I was in the movies? Huh? Did I get tenanted? All these questions and more will be answered after you bang your head to the opening rip.
Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, new political action thriller called Infidel. I haven't heard much about this one, and I thought I would hear a little bit more stir around this one as well, but not really hearing much about it. And there should be more about it. We're going to get to why. This stars Jim Caviezel as an American journalist and blogger who ends up getting kidnapped by an Iranian regime and leaves his wife, played by Claudia Carvan, to go to extreme measures to not only get him back, but get his ass back alive. So, alright. The Infidel. Well done. Emotionally charged thriller. This death exceeded my expectations. I went into it thinking, alright, just kind of going in this movie and gonna see a movie, but holy shit. Like, this had me on the edge of my seat at some points. The action in it is pretty high octane, I felt. It could be overlooked. I would say don't sleep on this shit. Jim Caviezel, still holding it down. Always holding it down. I definitely love the twists and even the sprinkles of the clever humor in it. So the screenplay was pretty well done for this shit. Overall, peep it. It's still in theaters. Peep Infidel. I feel, like I said a couple moments ago, this could be easily overlooked. Don't overlook it. It's there. Check it out. And it's a good theater watch. There was me and one other person in the theater, and we both enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah, Infidel. Good watch. Check it out. It has a little bit of a old school action thriller feel to it. Boom. Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, let's get down to, are the next two movies? Yes! Let's get down to our Thursday night return Angelika affair. And we're going to kick this section off with a new thriller. A lot of thrillers here this evening. Called The Nest. The Nest stars that badass Jude Law, baby, as Rory. And he is, he's the patriarch of a happy, or seemingly happy, American household who relocates his family over back to his native London, or his native, or not back, but to his native England, I should say, in pursuit of, for lack of a better term, better life. More for him, better business opportunities. However, the move begins to adversely affect each of the family members differently, and the intentions and the drive behind his motives for going back himself to London or to England. I don't know why I keep saying London in there. I don't even remember if London was actually in the movie. But to England, at least, they start becoming more and more increasingly apparent. Holy shit! I went into this movie completely blind. For anybody who's new to The Real Rush, that means that aside from reading the plot on the Angelika website, I didn't see any trailers or any commercials for this movie going into it. That means blind. So, did it meet my perception or my expectations? This is totally not what I was expecting out of this movie. And I mean that in the greatest way possible. I got everything. I got what I thought I was going to get, and some different shit, but on a much higher plane. Blocking out the sun. Yeah. Wow. We got Jude Law, who I already said is always badass. I loved the ebb and flow chemistry between him and his wife, played by Carrie Coon. There are even some points in this movie where it reminded me just a little bit, just tinges of the War of the Roses. If you've never seen the War of the Roses, Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito, yes, put that shit on your list. The cinematography movie is damn. Right from the giddy up, right from the opening shot of this movie and the title font, I knew just about what year this movie was set in. Or at least I had a feeling about it. Much to my surprise, when we get a couple minutes into the movie, and boom, of course, it's pretty much confirmed. So, can you guess if you've seen The Nest? Or when you see The Nest? Holla at your boy, holla at your man. You know you never do. I don't see movies like this. I don't know why. These are great shits. You got to go outside. Unfortunately, you do got to go outside of the franchise theaters for most of these, but that's okay. Support all theaters especially at this time. But back to this movie. The film's message is uber cautionary. And I was about to follow this part up with a little bit of a personal tale relating to the film's message, but I feel that it would give too much away about the film's message. But unfortunately, I do know peeps like what were conveyed in the movie, even though they say at the end of the movie, it's unintentional if anybody in the movie happens to be like any of the assholes you know in life, But that doesn't mean that there's nothing to take away from some shit like that, and that made this movie all the more personally enthralling overall. Yes, this is a Rush main event, and this is tonight's first Rush main event. Must see, absolute must see. Can't stress that shit the hell enough. The Nest. This part I didn't write down, but it is one of this year's best films. Ladies and gents, I would put this in definitely top 25 ranking. Maybe top 20, maybe top 15. It could be pushed to top 11 territory. It's really fucking good. The Nest, starring Jude Law, Carrie Coon. Catch it wherever the hell you can find this joint.
I'm going to the beach. Oh shit. Cause I was all high and not watching where I was fucking going.
Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket is the second half to our Thursday night return, Angelika double feature. And this is a new thriller, once again, because we got a shit ton of those, as I said, on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. This new thriller is called The Secrets We Keep. And The Secrets We Keep stars Noomi Rapace. I think I pronounced your name right, baby, and if I didn't, I don't give a fuck. I'm playing. I really don't give a fuck, but I do apologize still. Noomi Rapace. She portrays a Romanian woman living as an American housewife some years, about a decade or so after World War II. She ends up kidnapping and torturing a man played by Joel Kinnaman, who also happens to be living in her small town. And this man may or may not be the same man who was once her assailant in a vicious Nazi war crime. And we're not even going to go into the disturbing details of all that, but it reminded me of Extremities in more ways than one. And if you know the movie Extremities, pop the poster up real quick. As a matter of fact, poster, yep, writing that shit down so I don't forget it. Extremities with Farrah Fawcett, 1986. Very underrated, very disturbing. Definitely not for the faint of heart. Check it out. We're gonna get to why here in a second. Overall, not to the overall part. Secrets We Keep, pretty decent thriller. And why did it remind me a lot of Extremities? Well, given the plot, boom, right there. And the whole rape part, I don't even like saying that word, like but it's there. Except, this is the difference between this and Extremities, except for the fact you're unaware whether or not the man who has been kidnapped and tortured is actually guilty of the crime he's being accused with or not. Which is even further fueled by a driving performance by Sir Joel Kinnaman, man. And actually by both Joel Kinnaman and Noomi Rapace. So double duty by both of the Rush golf clap to both of y'all for this week. There were a few laughably unbelievable moments, and it wasn't just me. The other two peeps in the theater, socially distant people that were there, laughing along at some points. But I think it helped lighten the film's mood, whether they were intentional or not. So it helps. Overall, The Secrets We Keep, peep it where you can find it. Also playing at the Angelika or any small art house theater, which may be in your area. Also check out AMC Artisan Films. They can surprise you with some of these things sometimes. It's a bit of a throwback thriller for your taste buds. I'm gonna leave that at that. The Secrets We Keep, y'all. Check that shit out. Which leads us to next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. Getting down some Netflix fare. Once again, we have a new psychological thriller. This joint is called The Devil All the Time. This joint, oh shit, see, I got shit coming apart there. This joint is based on and narrated by the novel and the novel's writer, Donald Ray Pollock. And it follows the interweaving stories of several characters in post-World War II, small town America, not necessarily territory, but area, if you will. And it grapples with like good versus evil and loyalty and abuse of power, religion, so on and so forth. And I said, God damn! God damn! God damn! What a movie! 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 Everybody's got Netflix, you better be watching this shit. Hands down, the best of its kind that isn't Tarantino or a Coen Brothers movie. I said in quite a minute, I'd say since Hell or High Water. And Hell or High Water was a fucking phenomenal movie if you haven't seen that shit. It's neo-noir and Southern Gothic. Also, much like Hell or High Water. Different time periods, but you get the gist if you've seen that shit. And it's led by a stellar cast. You listen to this shit. You got Tom Holland like you've never seen him before. Smoking cigarettes, just badass motherfucker. Robert Pattinson as the fucking slimy ass preacher. Got Bill Skarsgård up in the joint. You got Jason Clarke. As soon as I heard Jason Clarke's name, immediately sold. Even after I'd already heard Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, and Bill Skarsgård. It was like, Jason Clarke's in it? Hell yeah, I'm fucking watching this movie. Got Riley Keough, Sebastian Stan reuniting from Logan Lucky even. Just to name a few. They're leading an even deeper cast here. And a magnificent score musically and soundtrack to boot. So much more I want to say about this movie, but there's so much that I don't want to give away about this motherfucking movie. So overall, this is another Rush main event, y'all. This is a must-see, another not for the faint of heart. But this is instantly one of this year's best films. Much like I stated about The Nest a couple moments ago, that it could possibly be in like top 15 or maybe top 11 territory. This is definitely top 11 territory contender right here. The Devil All the Time. If that isn't a selling point for this movie, I don't know what the hell else, aside from what else I just said, is. Check your pulse. Devil All the Time. Watch that shit. Love that shit. Get back to your man about that shit.
And that is about as skyscrapery as Manassas gets.
Next up on this shit, on the Real Rushed episode, Ticket and Shit, is called. It's a new psychological, a little bit of thriller and more drama. This film is called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. This is based on the novel by Ian Reid. This is directed by Charlie Kaufman. Now right there, if you know Charlie Kaufman, you know that this is going to be quirky and offbeat. Wouldn't even begin to describe Kaufman's writing and directing style. It's definitely an acquired taste territory. Let's go back to Eternal Sunshine of Spotless Mind. A lot of people thought they were going to walk into a straight up average Jim Carrey movie, and it was polarized down the middle. You had half the people who loved it, including your boy, and the other half absolutely fucking hated it. A, because it wasn't a straight up Jim Carrey movie. Not only that, but because they weren't used to Charlie Kaufman's type of overall style when it comes to conveying things in screenplay wise and such. But yet I digress. I'm thinking of ending things. This stars Jessie Buckley as a young woman who ends up taking a road trip to meet her boyfriend. He's played by Jesse Plemons. To meet his parents for the first time, played by Toni Collette and David Thewlis. Now, all the while this is happening, she's having doubts about their relationship, and or possibly of her own reality for that matter. And that's about as much as I can give away about this movie. Not because I don't want to spoil anything, because that's about as much as I can really explain about it. I was searching for a mindfuck, and I got it. Now that doesn't necessarily mean to say that I got the movie, I just got the mindfuck that I was searching for. Did I get this movie 100%? Hell no. Not even close. Hence, this is definitely high second viewing worthy territory. Much like Fight Club back in the day when I saw that shit for the first time in 2000. It didn't hit me quite right the first time. I mean, same as this. It hit me, but it didn't quite hit me. And then I saw Fight Club for the second time, and then it fucking hit me. I think I'm feeling like that's gonna be I'm thinking of ending things here. There is a lot going on in this film, both visually and audibly. You have got to be on your, like, you better be drinking your V8, your fucking Red Bull, your fucking Jaeger bombs, all that shit, throw it together in a blender, joke cola, and some shit, maybe even shoot some dope up in there, snort it up, and yeah! Get into this shit. Maybe that's a little bit too much for this movie. I don't know. Maybe it'll enhance it. I don't know. I've never done all that shit at one time. But there's a lot of shit that's not only in this movie, but it can be easily missed. So that's another reason why it's second viewing territory. But then again, it is on Netflix. I did rewind it a couple points. I don't like it's, but even that made it a little bit more jumbled. So I don't recommend doing that. But if you think that you saw something, you probably did. I'm going to leave it at that. Is the ending open to interpretation? I don't fucking know. Another reason for a second viewing of this joint. Jessie Buckley continuing to shine brighter. I've been saying that about her ever since we peeped her in Beast back in 2018. Jesse Plemons bringing a Malkovich type vibe to his character. Also, Charlie Kaufman wrote being John Malkovich and shit. Toni Collette and David Thewlis, superbly eerie. Like, Toni Collette's tapping into like her hereditary shit, but it's on a different plane than her hereditary shit. She puts a different twist on her already twisted hereditary shit. And David Thewlis is just, there's a quirk about him that you gotta see in the movie, that it's just like method acting at its fucking finest, I suppose. And it's cold too, and I mean like Hateful Eight. Like, when you watch this movie, you will feel fucking cold. Like, I had to get under the covers and shit. It just turned fall. I had to get under the covers and shit. And we have another driving yet minimal musical score to this shit. Overall, I say peep it. It's definitely thought-provoking. It is emotional, and it is darkly humorous. It's something that a Kaufman fan, I would say, must see. I need to see some more of this man's work. Like, I haven't seen Senadoce yet, or I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I think I'm pretty much well caught up on most of that man's shit. But anything else I think of, I'll throw you away. But yeah, for the meantime, I'm thinking of ending things. Check it out, and when I check it out the second time, let's get a conversation going, and we'll get a non-spoiler thread going or something here going. Alright? Bam. Last but most certainly not least on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. Movie that we've been trying to fit in for a minute. Finally got it in theaters for the Real Rush Ticket. On a Thursday, nonetheless. Last Thursday. Like I said, we've been having some time off. This joint is a new coming-of-age dramedy. It's not a thriller. Holy shit. And it's called Words on Bathroom Walls. Words on Bathroom Walls. Stars. Oh boy. Actually, first off, this is based on a Julia Walton novel. And this stars our boy, Charlie Plummer, as a high school student who's dealing with schizophrenia at the same time as pursuing his own interests in life and in love and such, while trying to maintain normalcy and, you know, trying not to be treated like an outcast and such, not to give too much away here. But I fucking love this movie. I fucking love this movie. Another movie that I walked in thinking, alright, this is gonna be, you know, one of those, you know, mental teenage angsty rom-coms, I suppose, but it's so not that. It's so much more. I can't think of a more perfect way to visually capture a high school student's point of view at this kind of condition, at least. I mean, we've all had our own things that we've had to deal with, but this type of thing to visually capture on screen, magnifique. Well done. Well done. Especially the voices characters. in Charlie Plummer's head. It was very Herman's Head-esque, if you will. Charlie Plummer, another one whose star is continuing to shine even brighter as he goes on more and more and more. All the Money in the World. The Rider. Was that it? I have to check on. No, Lean on Pete. That was it. The one with the horse. Yeah. Charlie Plummer. Keep him on your radar. Keep Taylor Russell on your damn radar. Walton Goggins is up in it, showing even more of his range up in this joint. Overall, we have ourselves another Rush main event, y'all. It is brimming over with heart and humor, is words on bathroom walls. It's perfect for age 13 and up. It's a shirt soaker for sure, so bring the tissues. And when I say perfect for 13 and up, maybe it'll help some of the young adults who are dealing with some issues, bring some of their issues to the forefront and help them, get conversation started, to help them, see that they are not alone in dealing with certain things. It is here to help you and make you laugh as well. Help the heart, help the mind, and help you heal. Is what I got from this movie. Fantastic shit. Words on bathroom walls. If it's still in theaters, where you is, check it. Where you can. In theaters. Where you is.
That shit's perfect. My red races.
What the fuck?
And on that note, my friends, that is a wrap. Episode 103 of The Real Rush. I'm getting pinned on my fucking pinky right here on YouTube until episode 104. Remember that rated S shit that I mentioned at the beginning of the show? Man, that's a new sketch comedy show that is debuting this Friday, October 2nd, 8 o'clock p.m. up at the Stagecoach Theater Company in Ashburn, Virginia. Doors open at 7:30. Tickets are $15 a pop. You can only buy tickets online. There will be no sales at the door, y'all. And due to, the circumstances, due to the obvious, we are running our audiences at reduced capacity. So that means that there are already lesser than usual tickets. So if you really want to see some brand new shit coming your way, you come check out Rated S. See what that shit's all about. And that's all I'm going to say about it. You guys should come see if you want to see. So where can you get your tickets and see more info about, Stagecoach in general? Find your tickets at StagecoachTC.com. That is Stagecoach, T as in Tom, C as in Coach.com. As always, you can follow myself and my fellow bandits at bandits_improv on Instagram, and Stagecoach and the Bandits and Rated S and all things in general. You want to know what Stagecoach is all about, baby? Give us a like on Facebook. Stagecoach Theater Company, we the ones in Ashburn, Virginia, y'all. Rated S this Friday, motherfuckers. Pump for that shit. But speaking of episode 104, what we gonna have for y'all on episode 104 coming at y'all next week, and we gonna have for y'all at least what we got planned for y'all. We got planned the last shift. We looking at a possible return to cinema arts, and when I said possible return last time, we did return to the Angelika for this episode. So I'm talking about a possible return to cinema arts for a double feature of Kajillionaire and an early access limited theatrical screening of the new Netflix joint, which doesn't come out for another 3 weeks. The Trial of the Chicago 7, that is playing at limited theaters as not as we speak. As we speak? As we speak, yes, as we speak. So yeah, we're going to have that review for y'all next episode, 104. In the meantime, as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any shit like that, feel free to type those on into the comment section of this page where you're viewing this week's episode right here, right now. To everybody who has subscribed to The Real Rush right here on YouTube, thank you for having done so. To everybody who haven't done so, what the hell are you waiting for? You want to be the first to know when your boy drops a new episode. Plus, you know, if you follow your boy on Instagram, the previews don't always drop at the same time as the episodes. So if you subscribe, you just may be the first to see the episodes before anybody else gets notified about that shit. So percolate on that shit. Spread love, even though you can't be touching each other these days, but you can still spread love. And while you spread that love, tell a motherfucker about The Real Rush. Tell him John Dove runs not your average movie review show, but not just the movie review show here, y'all. All kinds of crazy shit. I don't know what kinds of crazy shit that happened on this episode here, y'all. Tell them about The Real Rush, y'all, and tell them spread the word, and let them know that The Real Plus, and that you know that The Real Rush also has replay value. Any movie that you want to know that your man John Dove thought of, what your man John Dove thought of, and get a good honest to God movie review about, all you gotta do is go to the search bar at the top of the YouTube page her, and type in quotation marks The Real Rush, followed by outside of quotation marks the name of the movie that you're looking for, and then boom, instant movie review on demand for you, because The Real Rush and John Dove got y'all covered for life, son. And as always, you can follow your man John Dub on Instagram for my live movie check-ins and updates as they occur. And you can follow your man at JDubChampion, hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, ladies and gents, I am your man John Dub. Thank you for joining us here on The Real Rush on YouTube once again. Hope you have enjoyed yourselves. Hope this finds y'all staying safe and healthy and taking care of yourselves and one another. And if it don't, then hope that this finds you on the mends to whatever may ail you. But in the meantime, enjoy yourselves, chill. Don't let the weight of the world and all the shit going on out there get you down, because it will try to do that. Just don't let it. Have fun, y'all. Love, J-Dub. We'll see you next week, and peace